On the news, Nigeria confirms first coronavirus-related death as number of confirmed cases hits 36. Bauchi State Governor in isolation after contact with coronavirus patient. And Ghana records first coronavirus death as confirmed cases hit 23. Nigeria, a warm welcome to News Now. I am Fidelia Aguncha. Now, Nigeria has recorded its first death from the coronavirus pandemic. The patient was a 67-year-old man who came back to Nigeria in March after undergoing medical treatment in the UK. His death was announced by the National Center for Disease Control, NCDC, and confirmed by the Minister of Health, Osage Ehanire. According to the minister, the man had multiple underlying health conditions, including cancer, diabetes, and had been undergoing chemotherapy treatments abroad. This is coming as Nigeria confirms 5 more cases of COVID-19 on Monday, bringing the number of confirmed cases to 36. One of the infected person is the son of a former Vice President, Atiku Abubakar. Lagos remains the worst affected state with 25 confirmed cases, while the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, is the second worst hit with 6 cases. Ogun State, with 2 confirmed cases, is the third worst affected. Edo, Ekiti, and Oyo states all have just 1 confirmed cases of the infection.
We have recorded 36 confirmed cases of coronavirus disease in Nigeria. Of these 36 confirmed cases, 25 are in Lagos, 6 are in Federal Capital Territory, 2 are in Ogun State, 1 in Edo, 1 in Ekiti, and 1 in Oyo. 26 of them have had travel history to countries with a high burden in the last 2 weeks. 6 are contacts of the confirmed cases, and for 4 of them we have not been able to trace recent travel history or trace a known confirmed contact. Unfortunately, we recorded the first death from COVID-19 infection in the country. This was a Nigerian who had underlying illnesses and died due to the complications on the 22nd of March 2020 in Abuja. He had just returned from treatment in the United Kingdom. In summary, as of today, the 23rd of March 2020, 36 cases have been confirmed in Nigeria. 2 have been discharged after successful treatment, and 1 death has been recorded from COVID-19 in Nigeria.
As the number of confirmed cases of the coronavirus continue to surge, Nigerians at the Federal Capital Territory are beginning to get worried. TV360's Tunji Oyi visits the Federal Secretariat at Abuja to get workers' reactions to the pandemic. He has details in this report.
Monday morning in the Federal Secretariat Abuja, it used to be a beehive of activities, but today looks a little different. The federal government did not declare work-free day for its workers, neither is there a public holiday. So why is the situation like this?
And it's not far from the issue of coronavirus that is in the town now, especially in Abuja. We're having about 30-something cases now. As those people are being quarantined. So I think it's one of the reasons. But as I can see inside the town right now, it's not like this. It's normally by this time it should be busier than this. So maybe it's because of that coronavirus issue.
I think people are scared about this coronavirus epidemic that is affecting everybody. So, and presently, schools have been shut down, and I'm sure some other institutions too must have given their workers permissions to stay at home in order to avoid the spreading of this virus.
Maybe some people are staying at home. Maybe in fact, I think they are expecting federal government to give an order of stay at home. So a lot of people are afraid, because of the coronavirus syndrome.
Media reports about the cases of COVID-19 in Abuja over the weekend seems to have slowed down activities in the Federal Capital Territory. This worry is expressed by some Abuja residents. Residents believe government needs to do more with sensitization and enlightenment to keep citizens informed of the situation.
Yes, I am worried. I'm worried because of the way the government is handling the whole situation. We need to put more effort, and we also need to sensitize the people out there. They need to understand that this thing is for real. Initially people felt that coming from Africa or being a black means you cannot have it. But I heard in the news this morning about the cases we have in Abuja, not just Lagos alone. So it's something to be worried about.
The government has not done enough to instill confidence in the working populace. They've created a lot of pandemonium. They've created a lot of fear in the hearts of men. If the man that brought it into the country has been treated and has been discharged and is gone back home, why can't the government come out and address the people and tell us the reality? I have a sister who is a professor of medicine from University of Abuja who told us 3 weeks that this virus cannot be transmitted through skin, that the only 3 entry points is the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. And so it's expected that there should be mass awareness that people should sanitize their hands properly. And then at public places, running waters should be provided, and then provide the sanitizers in these places.
With cases of COVID-19 fully in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, residents can only hope that the virus will be promptly contained while adhering strictly to instructions on how to avoid it. From Abuja, Tunji Oye, TV360 News.
Meanwhile, residents of Lagos State say they are confident in the efforts being made by the state and federal government to contain the spread of the coronavirus. Speaking to TV360 Nigeria, residents noted that by following laid-down preventive measures and maintaining social distance, the disease will be contained in no time.
What Nigerians should do is they should have strong faith in God and be prayerful. That's number 1. Number 2, take precautions. Even in the Bible tells us that we should not tempt God. You understand? You cannot say because you have God, you have strong faith. And thereby you see motor, trailer is coming and say, yes, God, it will not kill you. No, take precautions. You understand? Then the third point is that there's a limit to what Nigerians can do. Governments will help. 1, by educating people.
We have to take care of ourselves, buy our face masks, just use our sanitizer and stay indoors for the now.
I don't think there's any cause for any alarm. With the situation on ground, already God is in control. I want to believe that it won't go beyond this one. So there's no cause for any Nigeria to start, excessive fear.
The time of Ebola, it came to Nigeria. It didn't affect anybody much in Nigeria. The time of Lassa River, we not even affect everybody in Nigeria, right? So we thank God that God has already blessed us in that way. Even our government, they are trying, the way they are tackle the virus, I even like it. So our president and our Lagos State government, they are trying about it.
Still on the coronavirus outbreak, Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed has gone into self-isolation after he had contact with a man who tested positive to COVID-19. The governor's senior special assistant on media, Mukhtar Gidado, announced this in a statement on Monday. According to him, Governor Mohammed took the decision after the contact, son of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, was confirmed to have been infected by the virus. He added that the governor, who returned from an official trip to Lagos, met with Atiku's son on the plane, where both men shook hands and exchanged pleasantries. Gidado, however, noted that the governor has not shown any symptom of the disease but would remain in isolation to prevent any possible spread of the virus. All civil servants in Niger State have been asked to stay at home in a bid to contain the spread of the coronavirus. Governor Abubakar Bello gave the directive on Monday while addressing the residents of the state following the spread of the coronavirus. According to the governor, civil servants from level 1 to 12, with the exception of those providing essential services, must remain at home for now. He stressed that the state has no record of the virus, but the government is putting in place measures to curb any possible spread. Governor Abubakar further declared a curfew from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. effective from Wednesday, March 25th. And to Lagos State, commercial drivers and conductors have been directed to wear nose masks and hand gloves while driving as part of measures to contain the spread of the coronavirus pandemic. The State Ministry of Transportation gave the directives on Sunday. It asked drivers to also sanitize their parks and garages and also make alcohol-based sanitizers available for both themselves and passengers. They were also directed to use infrared thermometers to check the temperature of each passenger before boarding and avoid loading passengers to full capacity to ensure there is enough space between each person. While some drivers in the capital city, Ikeja, have been reacting to this directive. While they say they are willing to comply with the directive on nose masks and hand gloves, they however had complaints about spacing passengers and loading at 60% capacity.
I don't think that it can work because by covering nose and using sanitizer, each person can buy your own sanitizer, whatever they call it, and buying this hand glove and nose cover. But by carrying one passenger or two passengers, it cannot work because by each load we are loading, it has already have by trip we are going. Each trip now we have maybe make like 1,000, and when we are not carrying 4 passengers now, we want to get our loss. Can't get the loss because I don't know how we do it, because if you can go like now, when we load 4 passengers now, I will take their 1 passenger, to remain I will take 4 passengers at the back. So to be our own loss. So that cannot work. Each passenger can just buy his own hand sanitizer and this, what they call it, hand glove and nose cover. That can be just okay, everybody just protect himself.
Normally, this is our boss. Even no carry pass, now just straight so that then can space then cannot touch each other.
Meanwhile, the federal government has announced that it will be implementing tougher measures to curtail the ongoing spread of the coronavirus disease, COVID-19. According to the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, these new measures will be unveiled in the next 24 to 48 hours. Mohammed, at a briefing in Abuja, expressed worries that more than 1,300 contacts who had dissolved into the society are yet to be traced, noting that this might likely increase the number of infections. The federal government had earlier ordered the closure of all tertiary institutions in the country and placed a travel ban on 15 countries with over 1,000 cases of COVID-19. Meanwhile, wife of the president, Aisha Buhari, is advocating for a total lockdown of the country amid the coronavirus outbreak. The First Lady revealed this in a tweet on Monday, where she commended the state governors for closing down schools. She said, quote, "It is commendable that state governors have closed down schools. However, this could be counterproductive if parents are still going to work. We should not isolate students and expose their parents." End of quote. Health practitioners have urged government at all levels to intensify public enlightenment campaigns as a way of containing the spread of the coronavirus in Nigeria. Public health consultant Tuyi Mebawondu says government, especially at the grassroots level, must partner with stakeholders to educate Nigerians on preventive behaviors such as regular hand washing and the need for social distancing.
We have to strengthen campaigns in different languages. It must be as local as possible. I expect the local government people to be on the streets, ringing bell, directing people, telling them what to do, and also, if it's possible, for them to install hand-washing instrument or capability in some key public places that people can just easily get there, put water in their hand and wash, and move forward and pick leaflets if they need to read about it. So for us, the cheapest and the most effective thing we could have now is to deepen that sort of campaign. If we localize this thing at the level of local government, it gets to the local area as much as possible. I know that, see, because if you are going to deal with the local people, you need to speak their language. You need to be able to demonstrate these things to them. They need to know. You need to involve the traditional rulers. You need to involve the opinion leaders in those local areas and let them understand the challenges we're facing. I expect that every local government headquarters should be an epicenter of campaign, dissemination of information to assure, compliance with stated rules that has to do with prevention of crowd or gathering of more than 50 people.
And outside Nigeria, Ghana has recorded 3 new cases of the coronavirus, bringing the number of confirmed cases in the country to 24. In a statement, the Health Ministry revealed that one of the cases, who had an underlying chronic pulmonary condition prior to having COVID-19, had died. It said the remaining 23 infected persons are being managed in isolation and are doing well on treatment. Among the confirmed cases in Ghana are 17 of them are Ghanaians, and 7 are foreign nationals from Norway, Lebanon, China, France, and the UK. Spanish La Liga has been suspended indefinitely as the country continues to deal with the coronavirus pandemic. The Spanish division met with the Royal Spanish Football Federation and announced in a statement on Monday that football will not resume until government deemed it safe to do so without any health risk. There are 110 matches remaining in La Liga, with numerous clubs also in Europe competition. Spain's top flight was postponed for 2 rounds of matches earlier in March, and the country is in a state of emergency. You're still watching news now on TV360 Nigeria. We'll bring you more stories after this break. Don't go away. Welcome back. A federal high court in Abuja has granted a 100 million naira bail to former head of service of the Federation, Winifred Oyoita. Oyoita was arraigned before Justice Taiwo on an 18-count charge of money laundering, fraud, and other charges, alongside 2 of her female aides, Garba Umar and Ubok Efyok. The 3 and the 6 companies charged with them pleaded not guilty. Citing the coronavirus pandemic, Justice Taiwo released them to their lawyer with a condition that they must report at the office of the prosecuting agency for the next 7 days until they meet the bail conditions or face detention in EFCC custody. Troops of Operation Lafia Adole, attached to the multinational Joint Task Force in Niger Republic, have killed 48 Boko Haram terrorists. Coordinator, Defense Media Operations, Major General John Enenche, said this while briefing journalists at the defense headquarters in Abuja. Enenche said troops also captured 4 of the insurgents alive and repelled Boko Haram attacks in 2 other locations, which are Gwoza in Borno State and Sabongeri in Adamawa State. The media coordinator added that troops recovered 3 AK-47 rifles, 2 hand grenades, and 1 technophone. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, has declared an indefinite strike. National President of the union, Biodun Ogunyemi, announced the strike at a press conference in Abuja on Monday. Ogunyemi explained that they are striking over the non-payment of their salaries, of the salaries of their members who fail to enroll in the federal government integrated payroll and personnel information system, IPIS. Though the federal government has made a payroll software mandatory for all public officials, ASU is opposed to it on the grounds that IPIS does not consider some of the peculiar operations of universities. The lecturers' unions then developed its own payment system called UTAS, which it wants the government to adopt for paying university lecturers. The national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Adams Oshomole, has praised President Muhammadu Buhari for approving a reduction in the pump price of petrol from 145 to 125 naira per litre. The federal government had last week ordered the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) to adjust the price of fuel to reflect global market realities. Oshomole described the measure as part of the administration's responsiveness and transparency in governance.
I commend the President for passing on the benefit of the drop in oil price so that Nigerians are not only exposed to the negative side of the drop, they also benefit from the positive side, which is that the cost of PMS has dropped. And also, we'll also have an impact of some reduction in the cost of living, particularly in the cost of transportation, because we'll expect people to pass it down, particularly at this time when, because of coronavirus, there are a couple of economic activities that are affected. I also appreciate the prompt proactive steps taken by the CBN by making funds available to support businesses that are affected by coronavirus. And everywhere around the world, governments are rising to the occasion, and we are happy that Nigeria, under President Muhammadu Buhari, has also taken bold steps.
We'll take a break here and return with business news. Don't go away. Welcome back. Let's now talk business with Oyin Adekunle. Hello, Oyin.
Hi, Fidelia.
So I understand that some petrol stations are yet to comply with the new pump price recommended by the government and the federal government taking measures to ensure their compliance. Could you tell us more about this?
Yes, the Department of Petroleum Resources in Katsina State has threatened to sanction any filling station found selling fuel above the government-regulated price of 125 naira. The acting controller of operations in the state, Aminu Sanusi, stated this on Monday while briefing reporters shortly after a tour to 4 filling stations in the state capital to ensure total compliance. According to him, the agency uses the Seraphine can to measure petrol dispensed by filling stations who might want to engage in fraudulent activities. The DPR boss explained that there are a lot of sanctions at his disposal to be meted out to defaulters. And we'll take a short break here and return with stock market review. From rebound to more losses, that simply describes the situation on the Nigeria Stock Exchange today. Key market indicators have dropped from the 22,000 benchmark at the close of today's trading. The market shared 498 points to close at 21,700 basis points. The bearish trend consequently drags market cap down by 260 billion naira, and all this is given the new cases of COVID-19 being discovered or recorded in the country. And stocks like Nigeria breweries witnessed huge sell-offs, and major equities in banking sectors were also dominant on the losers chart. We see Stanbic IBTC, Guarantee Trust Bank and Zenith Bank all posted losses to the tune of 5 naira and 65 kobo. But moving on to the flip side, Flour Mill took a step forward, recovering from previous losses to join CAP on the chart of gainers. Custodian Investment PLC also made gains today, and May & Baker Nigeria PLC also managed to keep their heads above water despite the sell-offs or profit-taking which the market witnessed today. And a look at the level of activity here on this chart actually reveals that not much trading took place on the floor of the market today. Volume and value of trade fell to 464 4.3 million units, and that's worth 3.8 billion naira. And moving on now to foreign markets, FTSE fell following the announcement of tougher measures to combat the coronavirus spread in the UK. Same for Dow Jones, falling by nearly 1,000 points, while Nikkei rose on 2% on hopes that Tokyo Olympics will not be cancelled. And that's it from here. It's back to you now, Fidelia.
Well, thank you very much, Owen, for that update. Let's now move to the foreign scene. Suspected jihadists attacked military barracks and seized control of a northern Mozambican town, hoisting their flag a few kilometers from a major gas exploration site. The overnight attack took place in Mocimboa da Praia. According to a police officer in the town, the attackers surrounded virtually the entire small town and now control the airbase, the port, and the police stations. Barricades were also placed on the road to prevent reinforcement from arriving. National Police Commander Bernardino Rafael said efforts to recapture the town are underway. It's been 3 years since an Islamist insurgency began in northern Mozambique. Since then, hundreds of civilians have been killed and thousands forced to flee from isolated villages. Gunmen have kidnapped 2 players of the Nigeria Professional Football League (NPFL), David Ojo of Eimba FC and Iliyomed Benjamin of Abia Comet FC. Ondo State Police Public Relations Officer Tilio Ikoro confirmed that the players were abducted on the Benin-Akure Expressway on Sunday evening. They have added that one of the players who managed to escape has been rescued by officers of the police command and that they are on the trail of the hoodlums to rescue the other player. And that's it on News Now. Many thanks for joining us. I am Fidelia Aguncha. Thanks for watching.